Hello, class. In this recording, I will be discussing Unit 6, that is on mating systems. And these are the desired learning outcomes for Unit 6 or for mating systems. First is by the end of the unit, you should be able to, number one, explain the principles, applications, advantages, and disadvantages of major mating systems in farm animals. Number two is apply standard genetic formulas to compute inbreeding coefficients and heterosis values using pedigree or performance records. And number three, evaluate the impact of inbreeding and heterosis on animal performance and genetic diversity, and of course, recommend appropriate breeding strategies for specific farm conditions. So, these are the topics discussed under Unit 6. We have mating systems. So, what are the different mating systems in farm animals? What are the genetic consequences or effects of mating systems? And lastly is breeding strategies and applications. So pag sinabi nating mating systems, how do we pair yung mga animals na pinili natin in order to achieve better performance or superior performance than the offspring? Kaya nauna yung Unit 5 na selection, the mating systems, because kumbaga ang tanong is, what are we going to do with the animals that we selected as breeders after selection? So what are we going to do with those animals? So of course, we pair them. We pair them strategically. So that, for example, we have pumili tayo ng bulls na 3 and then cows na 60. Will we be mating bull 1 with cow 28 or bull 1 with cow 1 or bull 2 with the cow 35? So yun yung tinatawag na mating system. It is the organized method or pattern by which animals are paired for reproduction in a breeding program or farm. Now, mating system is not just as simple as pairing bull 1 with cow 28, bull 2 with cow 38, etc. So we have systems of breeding or mating systems. By the way, these are synonymous. Mating systems and breeding systems are synonymous. They mean the same thing. And they have two general classifications. We have inbreeding and outbreeding. Basically, inbreeding is just the mating of animals that are related, yung mga magkakamag-anak. Outbreeding naman is the opposite. They are not relatives. Hindi sila magkaano-ano. Okay? Or pwede rin distant, very, very distant relatives. So under inbreeding, pwedeng line breeding or close breeding. Ang line breeding is mating of less closely related animals, such as cousin-to-cousin mating, grandparent to grandchildren, or aunt with nephew, uncle with niece, and so on and so forth. Yun ang line breeding. It's a milder form of inbreeding. Yung isa naman is close breeding. Close breeding is breeding or mating of very closely related family members, such as parent offspring, of father, daughter, mother, son, or sib mating, or your full sib or brother, sister mating. So that's the more severe form of inbreeding, and that is not advisable to be practiced. Now, moving to outbreeding naman. Outbreeding ay may 3 klase. We have outcrossing, line crossing, and then crossbreeding. Ang outcrossing is you are mating unrelated animals but they are of the same breed. Example, landrace sow crossed with landrace boar. So pareho silang landrace but they are not related. Line crossing naman is pinagko-cross natin yung mga hayop from different lines. Kaya siya tinawag na line crossing. Ang crossbreeding naman, literal na pinagko-cross natin yung hayop from 2 different breeds. Ganun siya. Now, what is very important is yung mga parameters na need nating i-compute that are related to inbreeding and related to outbreeding. So, for inbreeding, we have yung tinatawag natin na inbreeding coefficient, which is represented by the symbol uppercase F. Pag sinabi natin inbreeding coefficient, yun yung probability or likelihood na yung dalawang alleles sa location or sa locus ay identical by descent, meaning to say, pareho sila ng ancestors. Ang rate of inbreeding naman, represented by delta F, ay yun yung measure of the change in the inbreeding value, inbreeding coefficient over generation. So nag-accumulate ang rate ang inbreeding kasi. So kung mabilis mag-increase ang inbreeding over time, there's a tendency that you will lose genetic diversity faster. Another terminology or another concept is inbreeding depression. Walang symbol to represent inbreeding depression because this represents, so hindi siya nako-compute. Inbreeding depression means decrease. So, kaya siya tinawag na depression is because pababa. There's a decrease or reduction in the performance of the offspring due to increased homozygosity in the population. So, yung decrease in performance, pwedeng decrease in fertility rate ng ating mga breeder animals, decrease in survival rate ng mga offspring, pwede ring decrease in growth rate, immunity also. So, kung bababa yung mga or affected, greatly affected, negatively affected yung mga traits na yon, tendency is walang mapoproduce na offspring, magkakaroon ng mga abnormalities, stunted growth, and even mga abortions. That is why we do not recommend close breeding to be practiced in farms. So hindi naman negative or hindi naman sa pinagbabawal ang inbreeding, but since we have two types of inbreeding, what is recommended if you really want to increase homozygosity or uniformity in the population, then you apply line breeding because again, that is a milder form of inbreeding. Next, parameters naman related to outbreeding, we have heterosis. So basically, heterosis at saka breed complementarity. So pag sinabi nating heterosis or hybrid vigor, ang tinutukoy lang natin is improvement or superiority in the performance of the crossbred offspring versus the performance of the parent. So big sabihin nun, mas maganda daw yung performance ng crossbred or yung hybrid na anak kung ikukumpara mo sa either parents. So, your heterosis could be mid-parent heterosis. Yan yung typical na kinocompute natin. Performance of the F1 or the hybrid or the crossbred compared to the mean performance or average performance of the parents. Individual heterosis naman, yun yung mismong benefit ng hayop as a crossbred animal, as an individual crossbred animal, as a hybrid animal. Maternal heterosis naman, yun yung improvement sa mga maternal traits. Dahil yung dam or yung female parent na ginamit mo ay crossbred siya. Paternal heterosis naman, yun yung improvement sa paternal traits. Yung mga traits na limited to males like fertility rate, testicular size, penile length, libido, etc. Because you used a crossbred na male parent or crossbred sires. Now, for retained heterosis naman, ang tinutukoy ng heterosis nito ay yung hybrid vigor na na-maintain doon sa composite or rotational crosses or yung system, crossbreeding system na ginamit sa farm. Yun yung retained heterosis. Now, speaking of crossbreeding, okay? Crossbreeding, meron tayong iba't ibang klase ng crossbreeding systems. So, meron tayong dalawa, terminal sire system at saka rotational sire system. Yung terminal crossbreeding system, kaya siya tinawag na terminal kasi yung anak, so yung offspring produced from the system na yon, from the cross or the mating na yon ay ibebenta na. For slaughter na yon. Hindi na siya gagamitin as replacement. Whereas, yung sa rotational system, kaya siya tinawag na rotational because you're going to rotate. Ibig sabihin, gagamitin mo yung offspring to replace yung mga old age na, yung mga non-productive na animals. Ibig sabihin, ititira mo yung mga females or males na pasok sa standard, breeding standard, para maging replacement animals, whether that is replacement gilts, replacement cow, replacement heifers, replacement male or female. Okay? Next, under terminal sire system, meron tayong 4, two-breed crossing. Kaya siya tinawag na two-breed crossing, literal na you are using two breeds in the system. Breed A crossed with breed B. And then yung anak, ibebenta. Next, backcrossing naman. From the term backcrossing, yung anak, we have halimbawa breed A crossed with breed B and then there's an offspring. Yung offspring na yon, i-cross sa either breed of the parent, no? So or yung breed of either parent. Yung three breed crossing naman, literal na tatlong breeds ang ginagamit natin sa system. And for breed terminal cross, or it is otherwise known as stop crossing, gumagamit tayo ng apat na breeds. And then for rotational, ganun din. Pareho lang, nakapag two breed rotational crossing, we use two breeds. Three breed rotation, three breeds, and four breed rotation, gumagamit tayo ng apat. The only difference in the two system is that for terminal, ibebenta na natin yung kanilang anak for market, for slaughter. Yung rotational system is iniiwan natin sa farm as long as pasok siya as breeder animal. To elaborate or to compare yung iba't ibang type of crossbreeding system, ito siya. So, nasabi ko na yung breeds involved, yung example, and what I would like to emphasize is the level of heterosis. Very important kasi yung level of heterosis because that's a measure, that's a parameter used to measure yung genetic effect or genetic consequence sa system na ito. So heterosis, again, that's the superiority in the performance or magandang performance ng anak. So notice na ang may pinakamataas na level of heterosis is yung for breed terminal cross. So ang kailangan lang na ma-pick up dito sa slide na to is the more breeds that you use in the crossbreeding system, the higher is the level of heterosis. Because heterosis is produced from higher genetic diversity. Yeah? So, mas maganda na gumamit ng mas maraming breeds, mas mataas yung level of heterosis. But again, syempre, ang limitation would be the cost. So, kung hindi kaya ng farm na bumili ng apat na breeds, then wag i-push kung hindi kaya. Okay? So, yun. But what is important here is that moderate to very high ang mapoproduce na level of heterosis with terminal crossbreeding system. Now, I'd just like to emphasize that in backcrossing, it's not necessary, baka sabihin niyo na that this is a form of close breeding. Ang backcrossing is, yung anak ay i-cross mo sa, for example, para mas mabilis maintindihan. Breed A crossed with breed B. Suppose breed A is Landrace Boar, breed B is Duroc Duroc Boar crossed with Landrace Sow. And then yung anak, i-cross mo ngayon sa either Landrace or Duroc. But not necessarily its parent. Kasi kung cross mo siya sa parent niya, magiging close breeding yon. So, ang point lang ng backcrossing is, i-cross mo sa either Landrace or Duroc, but not kamag-anak niya. Okay. Next, dito naman tayo sa rotational crossbreeding. Sa rotational crossbreeding, pareho lang din ng idea. The more breeds that you use, the higher is the level of heterosis. Kaya nga lang, however, dito dahil niro-rotate mo or ginagamit mo as replacement female, yung anak, mas mababa ng konti ang percent heterosis. Yun, mas mababa nga lang yung percent heterosis. Next, genetic consequences naman of the different mating systems. So for line breeding, syempre, dahil ito ay form of inbreeding, ini-increase natin yung homozygosity or uniformity sa ating mga sa population. And then, concentrate yung ancestors genes kasi nga magkakamag-anak yung pinagkakross. And dahil line breeding is a milder form of inbreeding, moderate lang yung risk of defects. But in the case of close breeding, because it is a severe form of inbreeding, mas mataas yung uniformity that can be produced. However, mas mataas din yung risk of producing risk defects or recessive defects like abnormalities, abortions, stunted growth, low survival rate, poor immunity, etc. And with that, there's a strong inbreeding depression or biglang pabagsak or reduction in performance of the next generation or of the offspring population. For outcrossing naman, ini-increase yung heterozygosity. So it's just an opposite of of inbreeding. vigor is restored, increase in diversity, and namamas niya yung mga defects na nakikita natin or napoproduce with inbreeding. For line crossing, mas maganda, mas mataas yung heterozygosity within the breed. So kung pare-pareho yung breeds na ginamit mo but they are unrelated. And then there is moderate heterosis and there's an increase or boost in performance. Yun naman yung effect kapag ginamit mo yung line crossing. Okay? And then for crossbreeding, mas mataas yung level of heterozygosity or heterosis or hybrid vigor. And meron ka ding makukuha or makikita, mo-observe, may-measure na complementarity. Ang ibig sabihin ng complementarity is breeds A and B have weaknesses and strengths. So breed A, for example, weak siya for trait A, pero si breed B, strong siya for trait A. So magko-complement sila. Okay? So kung anong weakness ng isa, siya namang strength ng another breed which you are crossing. Kaya maganda yung crossbreeding in order to address yung mga defects, in order to address yung mga reduction in performance. Kaya it is advisable to use crossbreeding. And then we have breeding strategies and applications. First, choosing the best mating system. Siyempre, ano ba yung pinakamaganda? Ano yung mas swak or mas suitable na mating system? Is it line breeding, line crossing, out crossing, crossbreeding, etc. So your the factors that you need to consider when you choose the mating system that you need to apply in your farm is maraming factors na you consider. Number one is ano ba yung goal mo? Do you want to improve uniformity or do you want to increase genetic diversity? So kung uniformity ang goal mo, then you choose line breeding. Pero kung ang goal mo is greater diversity, pili ka among the outbreeding, no, outbreeding systems. Population size, kung maliit naman ang population size mo, mataas yung chance na magkakaroon ng inbreeding depression. So para maiwasan ng inbreeding depression, perform any of the outbreeding systems. Next naman, genetic diversity. Kung gusto mong i-maintain yung genetic diversity sa farm, mag-crossbreeding. No? Mag-crossbreeding, mag-outbreeding. Iwasan ang line breeding at saka close breeding. Next naman, heritability of the trait. So kung ang trait mo na gusto mong i-improve ay mababa ang heritability, apply crossbreeding. Pero kung mataas ang heritability ng trait, do not apply crossbreeding but rather apply selection o apply pure breeding. Next, use of heterosis. Siyempre, if you use heterosis as basis or as an indicator, you select crossbreeding. Farm system naman, so iba't iba kung commercial ang farm setup, smallholder ang setup ng farm. So kung commercial, mas ang ginagamit nila ay terminal crossbreeding. Kung smallholder naman, usually ang smallholder ay maliliit lang yung kanilang population size. So they perform outbreeding. Yeah? Outbreeding, pwedeng outcrossing, crossbreeding. And then, economic and logistical feasibility. Big sabihin yun, dapat yung breeding strategy or mating system na pipiliin mo should be practical. Like for example, yung sinabi ko kanina, kapag mas marami kang breeds na gagamitin sa crossbreeding system mo, mas maganda yung level of heterosis. Mas mataas ang level of heterosis na mako-compute mo or mapoproduce mo sa farm. Pero, kung hindi naman kaya ng budget, huwag i-aim yung 4 na breeds because one breed is expensive. Okay? So, can the farm afford mga buying yung new sires, mga bagong breeds? May capacity ba? May kakayanan ba yung farm mo to keep replacement females? So even if sabihin mo, kay ko ti rotational breeding system, crossbreeding, tapnohan na gumagatangan ti replacement female ko. But the question is, kaya ba ng housing na i-keep lahat ng mga replacement females doon sa farm? Okay? Are there enough facilities to manage yung mga multiple breed lines? So a breeding system is only good if the farm can actually implement it. Okay? And then, number 2, strategy by scenario. So it's just a continuation, okay, or a more comprehensive or a more detailed example of the previous slide. So kung halimbawa yung farm mo or yung herd mo ay small tapos isolated, huwag kang gagamit ng inbreeding system. Kasi yan, magkakaroon ka ng inbreeding depression. So para maiwasan ito, perform outcrossing or any of the outbreeding systems. Commercial swine, na-mention ko rin ito kanina, usually ang ginagamit nila ay terminal crossbreeding kasi ang mga commercial farms, ang end goal nila is to produce animals ready for market, ready for slaughter. So dapat ang gagamitin nila ay terminal crossbreeding because just like what I've said earlier, mas mataas ang level of heterosis kapag terminal ang crossbreeding system mo. Next naman, kung ang situation mo ay ginagamit mo mga elite purebred cattle or purebred sow, purebred pigs, etc., gamitin mo ang line breeding. Bakit line breeding? Kasi para ma-maintain ang genetic uniformity ng mga hayop mo sa farm. Kung elite or purebred, gusto mo puro yung mga hayop mo, do not practice outbreeding. Do not practice crossbreeding. Kasi mahahaluan, magkakaroon ka ng genetic diversity kasi kung papractice mo yung outbreeding. And then, harsh or low input environment. So kung tawag dito, kung wala kang enough na resources or low input environment at saka hindi maganda or hindi favorable yung environment mo, perform crossbreeding. Kasi ang effect ng crossbreeding is ini-increase niya yung adaptability, survival, fast growth, high feed efficiency, large size offspring sa farm mo. So, mas na-increase ang adaptability ng mga hayop kapag nag-perform ka ng crossbreeding sa low input environment or harsh environment. And then lastly, evaluating sustainability. Okay? Genetic diversity. So, ito yung mga kailangan nating i-check. So, we also have to evaluate kung sustainable ba yung breeding system or mating system na pinili natin or in-implement natin sa farm. So, itong part na to, checks or evaluates if yung breeding program or yung mating system can be maintained in the long run without causing mga problems. So, ang mga chine-check natin is genetic diversity. Na-maintain ba yung genetic diversity sa farm? Kasi ang gusto natin sa animal breeding, huwag nating babaan ang genetic diversity because genetic diversity or variation is our raw material for, or yun yung kailangan natin for selection. That's our requirement or prerequisite for selection. And then ano pa? Long-term fertility. Dapat yung mga hayop natin must remain fertile across years or across generations. So kung magkakaroon ng inbreeding depression, maapektuhan yung fertility rate ng ating mga hayop. Another, replacement rate. Meron ba tayong enough high quality females to replace yung mga aging or yung mga non-productive or yung mga cull breeders natin? Ano pa? Avoiding inbreeding depression. Yun yung inbreeding depression kasi that's the enemy of sustainability. So kailangang i-monitor yung inbreeding rate at saka inbreeding coefficient. Okay? And then, maintaining performance, make sure na over time or over generations, over several years, the animals in your farm or in your herd must continue to grow well, reproduce efficiently, survive, and of course, remain profitable. So, yung breeding strategy or yung mating system or breeding system is sustainable only if it does not sacrifice performance for short-term gains. So that ends our lecture for Unit 6, Mating Systems. We will tackle or discuss yung mga computation na part in the laboratory. Thank you very much, everyone.